doom, 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 doom. What up, fight fans? It's your man 3K the Boss, aka Mr. Two Hands Up, Fah Fah. You already know what it is, man. We ain't working with a lot of time, so I'm just jump straight into this, man. I'm just at a point to where it's just like, y'all motherfuckers ain't even exciting in your own goddamn fight. So why you focused on putting down other fighters and talking about how another fighter's going to perform and basically just saying that he's just going to go out there and he isn't going to contribute anything solid to whatever the performance is on the 24th against Manny Pacquiao, which is absolute complete bullshit. I know what it is. I know the tribal shit you trying to stand on, Casimero or whatever, but bro, you just constantly been in the headlines, just using your own mouth to fuck up, you know what I'm saying, fights with Daenerys, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Why don't you focus on look. Seemed like you was sweating bullets in the Fight Hype interview when it came down to Daenerys and his wife talking about having proper testing if you two were gonna fight. You know what I'm saying? You went from having a real strong voice to kind of having a silent voice. I don't know, bro. I don't know. But once again, man, like we got this shit in boxing where it's like, you know, you got a couple different types of fans, and a majority of them, most of them, all of them weird. You know what I mean? You got the Manny Pacquiao. You got the Manny Pacquiao fans, and then you got the boxers that are Manny Pacquiao fans that's just like that they act like they ain't even professionals or whatever. Like, you know, to do an interview and know nothing about the gentleman and then completely ignore the man's skill set, and you know absolutely nothing about this individual, you just look like a dumbass. You look like a straight dickhead. And that's the type shit. The fuck, man. Shout out everybody in the building. Ace Money, what's goody? Toby Bartlett, what's good? Miguel, what's popping? Bitch Killer, what it do? John B. Poetic, what's goody? Gotti Line, what it do? George, good morning to you too, sir. Man, look, man. Southpaw Killer, what's goody? Dolomite, what up? The Rolly Romero retired the other day to duck a fight. I don't know, but everybody know how I feel about that dude. I don't even like that motherfucker. Like, he's another nigga that's punch drunk off. He just punch drunk stupid. Ain't took no damage yet and just punch drunk, just was born punch drunk stupid. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they just like, this nigga woke up in the morning, you know what I'm saying, no disrespect, sipping autism juice. Like, Rolly Romero is an ass hat, like 1000% dickhead. You know, he's one of the dudes. He need to go back and find that Dominican cat who really whooped his motherfucking ass. You know what I'm saying? Who beat the lisp in this man's mouth? Who arguably probably should have beat the lisp out his motherfucking mouth and track him down and run it back with him. While you have these so-called Tank Davis aspirations, I know you're a crackhead. Don't get me started on that guy. I probably like these motherfuckers are corny. And talk about negotiating Crawford versus Porter now. Like that shit about to happen. I'll give him credit. Porter wants to smoke before Spence duck ass. Man, look, Sean Porter, one of these dudes, man, to where he will talk a lot. He says a whole lot of nothing. Like, he will make it out like, okay, you will fight them other dudes that's under Premier Boxing Champions banner, and everybody will give you this credit like you this tough guy. You do that shit because you know out of everybody at 147, you're that guy that doesn't have no star appeal. You don't have no type look. You dress like a 100% Barnum and Bailey circus fucking clown, and you're not the best looking person on earth. So all of the things that make a person a star and make a person sell, dude, Sean Porter is PBC's crash test dummies. He's the nigga that's going to have to run into any type of wall, and you have to give him credit for running into a wall. But is he the most talented cat on, you know what I'm saying, moving at 147? No, he's not. He don't really want that bud smoke. He don't want it. And you know what I mean? Like him and Spence operating on the same wavelength when it comes to both of these individuals saying they want that fight. They don't really want it. They just want to talk about it. They want to talk about it clout chase with it or whatever, and you know, of course, you gotta get yourself in front of the camera, in front of your little weak ass podcast and all of that shit, and make yourself seem like you really, really want to fight. Though you don't want to fight. Like, yo, you act like you were surprised when, you know what I'm saying, they made the order when you were already the mandatory. You acted like you didn't know you were the mandatory when you were the mandatory. Your man had to tell you. The dude who looked like he ain't never stepped out in front of the refrigerator in his fucking life. The white cat that, you know what I'm saying, co-host your show. No disrespect to you, but you a fat motherfucker. I'm just saying. And if anybody know why I act like that, I used to be a fat nigga. So I have no sympathy towards fat motherfuckers. I am who I am. But at the end of the day, he don't want shit to do with that dude. All I'm saying is, man, look, man, the real move in slim numbers and the fake, man, look, it's a hella big movement over there. Sean Porter, like, yo, it's gonna be a whole lot of pump faking and a whole lot of interviews and a whole lot of people talking a whole lot of wild shit. But it's very evident to see, no matter what this dude do or whoever you try to put in front of the way of trying to fight that man, that it seemed like fights is not coming up out of it. And I ain't never seen Terrence Crawford as the type of person who wants to turn down any type of war, any type of scrap, any type of motherfucking, any type of smoke with anybody. If anything, that nigga's running straight to that shit. Call him Smokey. You feel me? So, you know what I'm saying? So when it comes to this nigga Sean Porter, whatever, bro, you comfortable being in the PBC crash dummy for a little bit amount of dollars, but when it comes to stepping outside of that and making your motherfucking bones, y'all niggas, you know what I'm saying, y'all worried about looking bad. And if, like we got to chalk it up to that. If certain people in certain places when it come to boxing wasn't worried about looking bad, then they wouldn't have no problem taking big money fights, whether they set up over there or whether they send their dudes over here. You're still not willing to make them. So what does that tell you? And then after we watch what happened with Jermell Charlo and the way he responded after he fought Brian Castano, that just lets you know niggas is real concerned with looking bad. It is what it is, man. STC salute. That's what he is, man. It's all facts. So nobody in here can tell me at any point in Sean Porter's career, when was he really in the driver's seat of that shit? The only time I could really be, you know what I'm saying, that I could say that it was visibly evident that Sean Porter was in the driver's seat of his career is when he fought Jordanius Ugas, and he obviously, you could clearly see that he lost that fight. They took a knockdown from that man and some more shit. Look, Sean Porter went from being a football player to fighting on the back foot. He went from a football player to a synchronized swimmer all in one fight. How the fuck does that happen? You know how it happens, because the nigga got you looking bad. So, you know, not getting too far away from what I'm saying. So what did they do? They gave him the dub for that fight just so, you know what I mean, they could make the Errol Spence fight. Because the way they move over at the PBC, they'll make it to where, you know what I'm saying, we got to stack up all of these dudes we got at 147. We could say we could stack up and make all of these fights, regardless of whether they make sense or not, just to play keep away with another dude, use that promotion to prolong and continuously play keep away from this guy, and this guy. It is what it is. At the end of the day, all I'm saying is, you know what I'm saying, like little fuck boys like John Casimero, who clearly, you know what I'm saying, we know that Manny Pacquiao's manager is your guy, and you went to the PBC off of what Sean Gibbons was talking about, basically ducking all the Naoya Inoue smoke, and now you got the nerve to talk about Ugas saying he's not a good fighter, and that's a fucking lie. I can point out a lot of niggas over on that stable. Them niggas ain't good fighters. They don't want to fight nobody, and they really not going to jump out there. You got a 42-year-old man out this joint willing that's basically got set up for a 2-for-1 situation so he could try to make some money and salvage some type of money for the Premier Boxing Champions. Because you know why man, look, man, call a spade a spade. How many of y'all think that eye injury is real, man? For real, man. I don't be around like that, so we can talk about a lot of shit. But how many people think that eye injury is real, man? Come on, man. And what's the other cat? Jordanius Ugas was supposed to fight Fabian Maidana, and his eye fucked up magically too. Oh man, look, I don't know, man. The law of averages and probability and the way shit works out in my life, man. If 1+1 don't equal 2 or 2+2 don't equal 4, I'm looking at y'all niggas funny for sure. And if I, man, look, goofy shit, goofy shit, goofy shit. Red Glove, salute to the bro, man. What's good with you, What's good with you, pimpin'? How you feeling this morning, man? This shit is garbage, man. This shit is 100% garbage. I don't believe him. Allegedly. I'll just throw that out there because apparently it makes you safe when you say the word alleged when you really mean to say some other shit allegedly. So I'm going to just say allegedly when I really mean some shit allegedly. Like I told, like, look, man, average man, look, I think your Denius Ugas gonna put up a better performance than Errol Spence. It's just that people tend to just like that guy for some odd reason. People like that dude on a level to where, you know what I'm saying, they love inhaling the smell of his farts. Them bitches will smell straight like fucking sewage water, and they'll say that shit smell like sugar cookies. I don't fucking know, man. Like, pretty much nobody in here believe that shit. I'm already saying nope. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, it was, man, like, yo, I took the picture, right? I took the picture, split the side by side or whatever, and you know what I'm saying, put that joint to that joint. I'm like, man, the dude, I was already fucked up when he went head first to a Ferrari. So how do we know what's what anyway? Ain't no way we can really say if that's real or not. But for me, I don't think it's, man, look, he been fucked up. He's been fucked up. He talks fucked up. He slurs his words fucked up. I told y'all the nigga sound like what he sound like a while ago. Now all of a sudden today, when you in the first real fight of your life, Sean, let's think about this, y'all. Sean Porter took this man through the ringer, life or death, life or death. Kind of like the way that windshield met up with his face and took all his teeth. You want life or death with that dude. Man, what do you think Manny Pacquiao going to do the way he performing against Keith Thurman's and, you know what I'm saying, in the twilights of his 40s, man? Come on, man. Like I said, the writing was on the wall. I smelled a knockout coming in devastating fashion. And niggas could call me crazy. Hey, yo, motherfuckers, you got to, and if I'm saying some shit like that, not saying you got to take whatever I say and run with it anyway, but look, believe what you want. But knowing the way that I talk about Manny Pacquiao, and everybody in here know that, you know what I'm saying, I like dude, but I'm not obsessed with dude, or I'm not like the biggest, like, Manny Pacquiao stan or nothing like that. I respect dude. So you would know. I'm not just going to blow smoke up somebody's ass when I say that I think that dude can stop him. And I truly thought that dude could stop him because honestly, I always thought that Keith Thurman had more of a skill set than Errol. And it ain't like Keith Thurman don't have a punch. So take all of those things into consideration. Take the fact that he went head on fucking with a windshield, the pavement, and just the front end of a Ferrari, and you know the pavement 1, Ferrari 0, Errol 0. I mean, that's why I think Manny would stop the fuck out of his ass. Sean Porter situation, going life and death with him, and that nigga beating you swollen, lumpy. You look like mashed potatoes with the lumps in your forehead. All types of wild, weird injuries all in your face after fighting Sean, going life and death. Man, look, bro. You don't think Manny could get that boy everything he asked for, and then, you know what I'm saying, knowing that these dudes, I don't know, man. Shout out to my bro Julius, man. Shout out to Ring IQ. Go subscribe to the real, man. It's like it's just like he was saying the other day. It's like, man, come on, bro. Like, I don't know about this dude, man. I don't know about this dude. Man, he could have smoked this nigga boots, man. Still can't believe he survived that rack. That's what I'm saying, man. When you got shit like that going on in your life and you happen to make it through it, bro, you just got to count your blessings, man. Be able to say, hey, man, I walked away from some shit that I shouldn't walk away from, considering that Ferraris ain't made out of shit really but carbon fiber. Even though he wasn't driving I think he was driving a 458. I think it was a 458. It was a 458. That's not a bad Ferrari. It's actually a very good Ferrari. You know, kind of not bottom end, lower mid, like not the lowest mid tier, but kind of mid tier. It's an nice Ferrari. But we know what it is, man. We know what it is. That's what they trying to do. They trying to see. They hoping one or two things come out of it. They hoping Ugas win this fight and they can put Errol on him. Or they hoping, or either way, if Manny win it, we can just go ahead and fight Errol and then we can put all three belts together since the WBA wasn't willing to make that happen. I think there's a couple of factors here that, you know, kind of explain why, I mean, that don't even have, that self-explain why shit is going on the way shit is going on. But either way, as fucked up as it is, it just happens to be a better fight to me. It just happens to be not the person that Manny Pacquiao was training for. That's why I campaign and say, you know, it's kind of fucked up for Manny Pacquiao. But it ain't like this nigga first rodeo, man. James Jameson, salute, my guy. What's thoughts on Pacroy versus Ugas? Honestly, man, like I said the other day, it's a tough fucking fight, and they put Manny Pacquiao in a fucked up position and don't give a fuck about him. I don't know if it's due to his age or whatever, but look, man, nobody gonna sell like a Manny Pacquiao gonna sell. But as far as the fight concerned, Yordenis Ugas got a lot of the things to give Manny Pacquiao a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble. And I think people have the tendency to ignore that shit. And that's why I talk about like the toxicity of fans. And you got two different types of fans out here. You got the fans out here that you could possibly see shit for what it really is. And then you got another level of stands out here that they just gonna praise Manny Pacquiao to no end and act like no matter what. Any conversation or any opponent that Manny Pacquiao was fighting, you know what they going to say? Man, Manny Pacquiao too fast, too strong. Whoop, 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 whoop. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? Like, so the dude can't have no issues. Just anybody that Manny Pacquiao face, no matter if this motherfucker is like yo, like, you know, it don't even matter if it's Kratos from God of War, some shit like that, some God tier type shit. You're going to be like, yo, this motherfucker. They're going to be like, yo, Manny Pacquiao, too fast, too strong. Nobody can beat Manny Pacquiao. You know what I'm saying? Like, and not just Manny Pacquiao. There are other individuals we know that suffer from that shit too. You know, like Canelo and a lot of other motherfuckers. But what I'm saying is that don't get your heads up out of your ass. You should be the biggest fan in the world, but I'm just saying, if nobody else told you, I'm not here to hold your hand and tiptoe around with you. I'm going to tell you straight up, this is a dangerous fight for that dude. Yeah. Yeah. And it's a good fight. And I know people don't want to spend their money because they'd rather see Errol in that position, but for real, the position that y'all put Errol in, he don't even hold that shit right. And I promise you that Ugas could possibly hold that shit better because I feel like he is a better fighter. Say whatever you want. Niggas can say I be tripping, but when I be saying shit, obviously I be knowing what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm not saying that I know everything, but when niggas thought I was tripping about Jermell and Castano, obviously I wasn't. Niggas thought I was tripping about Fury. Obviously I wasn't. I'm telling you, you got Manny Pacquiao who like to come forward, throw a lot of motherfucking punches or whatever, high guard, straight at you, kind of got awkward angles or whatever. But when you got a person that's got movement, but he likes to sit still patiently, he ain't worried about punching in volume. He's worried about meeting you with the best shot and the most efficient shot. And he's very defensively responsible, superior with his defensive intellect. Yeah, that presents problem for Manny Pacquiao. And you threw a wrench in the game in a complete 180 by throwing him in there. Like I said the other day, yo, they didn't just throw him anybody, Daniel. They threw him a dude that stylistically isn't the best fit for him. Has he been in there with it? Yes. Has he looked great when he's done it? No. But it's Manny Pacquiao. So you know how people going to talk about Manny Pacquiao and the fact that this wasn't what people wanted. They going to shit on it in every sense of the word. But it just sucks that Jordanius Ugas has to be a victim of circumstances, because I promise you that this is a great fight. I promise you it's a great fight. I don't care if it's what you want to see or don't want to see. I ain't here to motherfucking contribute to all that. I'm telling you what I know what it is from the bottom of my gut and from the bottom of my heart. I'm telling you the nigga can fight. And the type of fighter he is, he gives problems to that dude that people love so much all day. Now, am I saying that you Ugas is going to win the fight? I'm not saying that. It's a 50-50 fight. I'm going to tell you that. And if you don't think it's a 50-50 fight, you just don't want to see it. Because it is. I'm telling y'all, this shit could end. This shit could go bad. It could be a lot of Manny Pacquiao fans that come out that joint on the 24th, and y'all motherfuckers could be real disappointed. So if you think it can't happen, I'm here to tell you that it can. I'm not saying that it will. I'm just saying stylistically, yeah, it's an uphill battle. So don't just go, just don't think this shit's just some shoe-in, just some fill-in, and this nigga just ain't he just some regular dude, because he ain't that. He's one of the better fighters at 147. I don't care what outfit you want to put, what outfit he was on. He would still be one of the best fighters in, whether it be on Top Rank, whether it be on the Zone Matchroom, whether it be with fucking Frankie Fish Eyes, the Sutherlands, the Duvas, whoever. He would still be that good. So yeah, it's got a lot of, you know what I'm saying? It's got a lot of drama with it. But the problem is the drama on the back nine though. I want to see how all of this shit, I want to see how all of it plays out. Because honestly, and quite frankly, after the fight, I want to see how it all plays out as well. Because, you know what I'm saying, I think in the upcoming weeks to the upcoming next couple of months, you know what I'm saying, people like, yo, we got to realize another thing too, man. A lot of these dudes have no discipline. They have no discipline. So it's going to be, so I don't care how good you think you can lie. When you're talking about injuries and trying to fake the funk and move around on some weird shit like that, it's like, bro, you have no discipline, bro. Y'all going to reveal yourself. Y'all can't sit still. Y'all always put yourselves in compromising situations. Y'all got to go out. Y'all got to drink. Y'all got to be around all of these stars. Y'all got to be on the scene. You just got to be out there. That's just who they are. So knowing that the lack of discipline they had, yo, we gonna see what's really what with Errol. Just like it comes to Tyson Fury and his buying new cars and getting tan and lotion rubbed on them and all that shit. So we'll see. We'll see what's taking place, if people really out here hurting or not. For real, man. For real. Too fast, too strong. That's it, man. That's it. When it comes to, man, I swear to God, I went over my man house last night, and this nigga is 100% half black and half Filipino. You can't say shit to this nigga about Manny Pacquiao, bro. Like, yo, this nigga, like, he got a twin brother too. And both of these niggas are straight Manny Pacquiao fans. And you know them niggas is short. Like, so they took after the Filipino side in their height, right? So, you know what I'm saying? My man, I'm trying to talk to this dude about the fight or whatever. And that's all he hitting me with. Man, he's too fast. He hit like a mule. Woo, 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 woo. I'm like, shit, man, we can't even get past the initial, you know what I'm saying, introduction of the conversation to even talk about the fight, because he's too fast, too strong. He's too strong. He's too fast. That's all I can hear. And a bunch of alcohol-induced belligerence. Don't like yo. There is no room when it comes to Manny Pacquiao and any one of his opponents. And once again, this is no slight. This is just the fans. And man, look, man, hey, they ride for their dude, man. Too strong, too fast. We ain't getting no other words out. If you're not saying anything in high praise with God on our side, we ain't getting past the fact that I'm going to continuously say too strong, too fast while you try to explain yourself about other opposition that we do not give a fuck about on this side. Team Manny. They ain't playing no game, man. Javi, what's good? Ooh, this is an honor. So humble guy, man. He deserves no shade. Facts, man. That's why John Casimero a dickhead to me for real. Because I'm just like, bro, look at your last fight. Look at your last fight and how you came out there and what you did. And you trying to make excuses. I'm tired of motherfuckers and they get in fights and they always talk about certain type of fighters with certain particular styles that they're just running. Oh, they just run. They don't want to fight the whole time. You stupid motherfucker. You just a low IQ fighter that just happens to fucking come forward and depend on brawling to get your wins, because if it comes down to technique, you're not going to get it any other way. You have no technique. You depend on brawling. That's it. So why do you expect Guillermo Rigondeaux? Why do you expect him to do anything other than what he would usually do? He's not going to stand there and be your punching bag. It's just unfortunate that this dude that they try to say is 40 years old, you know damn well is 50 plus, or he got some Benjamin Button shit going on that we know absolutely nothing about. Yo, it's just unfortunate that he just can't do both, considering that the age that he's at. Yo, Guillermo Rigondeaux can only do one or the other right now. He's only going to be able to give you, you know what I'm saying, fleet of foot movement, slicks or whatever, but he ain't going to be able to put high volume and output with that, and that just shows you that, you know what I'm saying, that he's just an old dude. He's an OG in the game right now, and we know how those, you know what I'm saying, those Cuban birth certificates get lost, man. We know how them shits just get lost somewhere in piles of paperwork. They just never make it out to the public or whoever needs to really see them, or social services, how should I say it? They never make it there. So, yeah, man, it's your job. Look, Lomachenko didn't have no problem catching up with Guillermo Rigondeaux. I do believe that you younger than him, right? Right, Blondie? Fuck out of here, man. So while you sitting up here talking about your Denius Ugas, talking about he's no good, bruh, you look exactly like what you are, and the reason you not fighting the person that you sitting up there saying ain't no monster, we know why, because you're fucking no good. And that brawling shit that you be doing, you only gonna get away with it with a couple of people. Fuck out of here, man. Like I gave Casimero his respect when he won the belt. But at the end of the day, man, ever since he's got that belt, bro, he's been full on Fendi, full on Gucci, full on Versace, full on fucking blonde frosted tips, goofy, super stupid, ignorant shit. And can't nobody tell me anything different. Because now this dude is a full on fucking 5'2" rock star, fucking 5'5", 5'6" fucking rock star, some shit like that, however fucking tall he is. Y'all know what I'm saying. This is ignorance, man. Ignorance. Ignorance, man. That's what I'm saying. At this point, like I said, do the old head. He ain't going to be able to do both anymore. We saw the last fight Rigo was in where he had to stand in the pocket and just straight fling shots or whatever. What fight was that? It was like 1 or 2 fights ago. To get the W. Because he ain't going to be able to use the things that he always used to win fights. You know what I'm saying? He only gonna have to be able to be slick. But at the end of the day, bro, I'm tired of motherfuckers sitting up there saying, yo, a nigga ran from me. You got 12 rounds and you telling me you can't cut off the ring? Bruh, a motherfucker just can't sprint from you in a boxing ring. I'm sorry. Y'all motherfuckers just depend on niggas that can fall forward and can't do shit because they have no technical ability, period. They ain't fluent in footwork. They just not you, or they just don't use their fucking brains. I'm just saying, is Guillermo Rigondeaux supposed to abandon the things that he's always did just so Jean-Rael Casimero can hit him? And I'm not defending them. I'm just saying, His performance was some shit because he's some shit. While he talking about somebody else, he's some shit. And the people they run him up against, we got to understand this too. A lot of your favorite fighters do not look bad out here because they matching them up against people that favor the type of style that they fight against. How many fights that you go out and watch, you really watching fighters go up against styles that don't favor their attributes or what they're great at? All of them are like that. This is the 70-30, 80-20 show. Or, you know, you gonna position niggas to not make them look bad. Because I swear to God, give me any fighter, let me put them and let me match make them with a particular individual and I can show you a bad showing. Or somebody that you really fuck with like that. I'm just saying it's just unfortunate, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, dude. Dude too old to do both, man. He either gonna have to stand in the pocket and bang, man, or he's just gonna be moving on your ass. Fuck it, man. It's the saying on Pokemon, man. You gotta catch them all, man. John Rail, man, you gotta catch that work. So the excuse is not going to just fall on Guillermo Rigondeaux here. He been a back foot fighter. So for him to say, so if it was on the front foot in the beginning and it just switched up, then I'd be like, okay, well, you know what I'm saying? It's obvious that this motherfucker's a runner. That's just, you know, that's not in his tendencies. But no, that's just his tendencies as a fighter. It's just time for old niggas to get up out the game, man. It's time to wave goodbye, my friend. I can't go on the back foot and throw hooks again. God damn it. Billy Joe got a bigger ring put in, but Canelo caught up with him. God damn it. Hey, man. Oh, he was catching up with his ass, too. And he was catching up with him with some really, really hot shit. Yeah, man. So basically, all in all, what I wanted to say is that John Casimero is pretty much just a dickhead. And shout out to, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Yadenius Ugas, man. Because like I said, man, he was a victim of unforeseen circumstances that got a pot of gold dropped in his lap. And I think anybody, if you happen to be a fighter, you would be willing to, you would be more than happy to be, to have that situation bestowed upon you as well. Considering that it ain't like you ain't been out here doing what you're supposed to do. Hey, man. He trying to look. So shout out to him for having the ability to go out there and quite possibly on a 50-50 scale being able to seize this moment. Because really, I think he's better than Super Nipple Spence. Yeah. I do believe so. Told y'all, yo, man, I'm telling you, man, like, y'all motherfuckers really overrate Arrow, man. They really do. What do they call that shit now when, you know what I'm saying, like, people are just naturally, you know, just speaking their mind, expressing themselves and being assholes, or like they call it toxic, these toxic fandom or some shit like that. It's got a toxic fan base. It's got a toxic fan base. Sprinkle a little bit of liberal energy on that shit. Uga's saving the day and he getting shitted on. How does that work, man? How does that work? How do you save the day and you get shitted on? That dude's a cunt. That dude's a cunt. And his father, don't get me started on him. Yo, is there at a point to where anybody is sick of these dudes' mouths yet? Like, I think that we definitely gave respect and credit where credit was due. And I think that, you know, we definitely, you know, admire what he's done and what he's doing and how he moved all the way up until, you know, 2020 was a good year for T.O., man. 2020 was a great year for fucking T.O. And we all acknowledge that. We acknowledge how he came up and as fast as he did it. But yo, the punk juice that nigga sipping, like, Like it's getting to the point to where they sipping so much punk juice and they say so much shit now, and his father gloats on his son like he's this $2 million fighter when he ain't even really a $250,000 seat type of moving fighter yet. It has not been proven. It has not been proven. Somebody tell me when it's been proven. Somebody tell me. Somebody show me main event T.O. or is he co-main T.O.? Is he co-star T.O. or main event T.O.? I don't know. I ain't seen it. He ain't been a main event dude to me. You got Triller trying to take your ass all the way over to Australia and shit like that. Well, we know you ain't got to do that now. So they could try to make money because George Campos is the biggest star in Australia, then Teofimo is the biggest star in America. Teofimo ain't no star. He ain't moving no needles. And the sad part is he could if he fought certain people, but get ready for Loma versus TO2. Yeah, facts. Straight dickhead. Straight up dickhead. When people, it really pains the ears of these fucking these suck nuts. It really pains the ears of these suck nut ass niggas, man, when you tell them that Teofimo ain't a star, his dad just dizzy, be talking a bunch of nut ass shit or whatever. But you know what I'm saying? When it gets past, because now we got to look at it like this. You only fighting maybe 3 times a year. So out of those 3 times a year you fighting, there's definitely a pocket where we got to deal with a lot of your bullshit. So there's going to be about a 3-month span of us dealing with your fuck shit. And they have a tendency to drag that shit out on a whole nother level, man. And I'm like, really, you know what I'm saying? Teofimo ain't even bigger than Lomachenko. Lomachenko when lost was still a bigger fighter than T.O. and he won the belts because it's the way y'all went about getting them belts. Y'all was doing whole shit, nut hugging shit from the time that y'all was trying to get that fight. You know what I mean? Up until when y'all started dealing with WBC. Y'all showed what type of hoe ass niggas, you know what I'm saying, y'all move like. Y'all try to put franchise belts in the mix and all of that stuff and call yourself the real WBC champion. The way you was moving around, it was just like, bro, you started like, yo, you can't sit up there and don't fault me for saying what I say about Teofimo Lopez when Teofimo Lopez ain't do shit but design and make this motherfucking bed on his own, man. The way they moving out here got them looking sus as fuck. It's not me. So when I see a nigga doing a whole bunch of goofy shit and making a whole bunch of prima donna moves when really you a pork and bean kind of value fighter right now, just because you got belted don't make you a caviar grade fighter, bro. You still fucking nuts and you still beans and weenies, nigga. You ain't learned the first thing about the business side of it. You beans and weenies. Motherfuckers don't know how to turn themselves into a major ticket. But you got a guy who's a major ticket, who's in front of you, who's done more than you, who makes way more money than you, and guys like Anthony Joshua. Y'all, let me just go ahead and say it like this. Do you guys really pay attention to like the major stars? I'm talking about notoriety. I'm talking about wallet size. I'm talking about purse size, all of that shit compared to the guys who talk all this shit and say they stars and they holding belts and these motherfuckers ain't selling shit. You notice the difference between they pedigree and shit like that? It's like, man, these motherfuckers is constantly trying to line the biggest fights, and even when they not fighting the biggest fights, they still trying to line the toughest, biggest fight after the fact. They're not doing that. These dudes will try to tell you that fighting George Kambosos makes a whole shitload of sense or whatever the case may be, or they'll try to make excuses about why the fight that they're taking instead of a fight that the fans really want to see makes more sense than what they're doing, than what we want them to do, and how they're gonna make money off of this shit. When you look at the other guys who's sitting at the top of the ladder, the Joshuas, the Canelos and shit like that, the Manny Pacquiaos, you see why they make money, and you can see why these other fucking beans and weenie type dickheads don't make no money. For real, man. For real. Straight beans and weenies, spam type dude, man. For real, man. That's a great fucking question. I like Tank as a fighter, but it's interesting how he hollers on the cash cow A-side bill car dealer 50K. Yeah, man. Shout out to Don't Ask Me. What's up, Rachel? Hey, shout out to my nigga Don't Ask Me, man. He hit me with that shit the other day talking about, yo, the boys done put Tank Davis owes us 50K on the side of the rental car. I said, man, look. That's not the first time I heard that, because I do believe that we were reporting around since like either this time last year or last year, I believe, that Tank Davis, I think it's Aviani Jewelry and Co., or Icebox Jewelry and Co., or whatever the major jewelry company is that the hip hop guys and the sports guys like to go out to in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, whatever. He owed them like, it was somewhere, I think it might, shit, I think it's like around 40, 50K. It might even be, or it might have been six figures. Well, regardless of whatever, yeah, man, Tank out here owing people, man. So you know what they doing, man. Look. If you so-called making the money that you say you making, there's no reason for you to owe anybody. Y'all motherfuckers, look, and how stupid does that make you look? Yo, that is prime time nigga shit, man. I'm telling you, that's prime time ratchet ass nigga shit, man. When y'all motherfuckers would rather be owning fucking jewelry companies and y'all in a position to change your fucking family and your children's lives and shit like that, instead of investing your bread, putting away the big sums and shit like that, setting yourself up, knowing you a fighter and this sensational feeling that you think you have, because it's not even a sensational feeling and it ain't even valid. The star that you think you are, you not even really that. You haven't even capitalized off of the little buzz that you got, because you consistently been on a buzz since you've been in the game, because you're not a star. You are not a star. You're not a fucking star. And you don't make a star's type income. And you avoid those type of bouts, you know what I'm saying, that could really get you there, that could really make it. So look, you think that they would be a lot more smart with those fucking $100,000 purses and shit and them little $1 million purses they be getting. Because Tank ain't do nothing but make $1 million fighting Leo Santa Cruz. He made $1 million fighting the other fucking jabroni he just fought. So you mean to tell me Tank only fighting 2 times a year, 3 times a year? So what, he's making $2 million a year, but you buying 250K jewelry pieces, you driving around $400,000 Lamborghini, your house is valued at a couple million. Tell me how this shit makes sense. Tell me how you can sustain it. And nigga, you ain't Floyd Mayweather. You stupid. Floyd Mayweather, you know what I'm saying, got $1 billion behind his imprint. So look, you can do a whole lot of spending when it comes to that shit. But you out this joint, really living all the way above your means. I can show you a bunch of millionaires in Manhattan that aren't even sports stars right now, that I shake hands with, that I'm friends with, that could tell you right now that a few million a motherfucking year ain't really shit, bro. And then once the tax man 49 to 48% that ass, hey, what are we talking about, Reaper Gang? What the fuck are we talking about? Goofy shit. And that's what I mean when I be saying niggas be doing primetime ignorant nigga shit, man. Cause niggas be, it's, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like that one person that live in the hood and shit, you know what I'm saying? That's got the crazy ass fish tank and shit like that. You got the saltwater fish tank, you got the leather couches, you got your floors and all of that shit redone. Inside laid out like a motherfucker. Whole inside of the house look like Rent-A-Center. The outside of the house look like goddamn a fucking straw hut and shit like that. Look like you living in the favelas and the flat tops and shit. But the inside of your joint look like a fucking gangster's paradise. You drive like niggas to be in the trailer park and shit like that, driving Escalades and shit like that, but sleeping in a $10,000 trailer and shit and got roach problems. Got roach problems so bad that they carry the roaches from the house to the Escalade and shit like that. Even the Escalade got roach problems. This is the mentality that kills these youngins, man. Instant gratification, man, and a whole lot of pump faking. You said Rigo won that fight. Hey, two hands. How likely do you think is that Ugas wins by KO? Because if he does, a certain YouTuber loses $5,000. I think it's about a good 40. Ugas got a 50% chance of knocking Manny out. Ugas is strong. Like Ugas is strong, and the way Manny fights, like you can't underestimate the fact that Manny could potentially walk into that kind of Juan Manuel Marquez kind of shot, because he can do it. Just considering his style, Ugas can set him up for a mean shot. But will it happen? I don't know. I do think he can knock him out though. At the end of the day, man, you know what I'm saying? Ugas young, man. He been on a tear, man. He been on a tear, man. That dude been fighting his ass off, man. And y'all know over here on Reaper Gang Radio, I've always given my respect to Ugas, man. I've always said that Ugas was underestimated. Niggas was underestimating him over at the PBC and in other places, and people actually gave him the opportunity. He would be the one person that would make the most of it and make easy work out of some people's favorite kind of fighters. So, man, there's a possibility he could time the fuck out of him, because that's the one thing that he's good at. He looks for he ain't going to just swing out any shot, man. He looks for he's very particular with his timing, man. He looks for good shots, man. He's a very disciplined fighter. So yeah, I definitely see him being able to catch Manny. He could catch Manny. Manny could catch him too. It's a good fight, man. Franks and Beanie Weenies, man. But look, man, I'm about to wrap this shit up, guys, man. Shout out to everybody that came through. Toby Bartlett, salute. Red Glove Militant. Fish, what's good? George, Gerald, Osam Fanboy Killer, Miguel, STC, Rachel, Chris, Toby, Jonathan. Yeah, man. As we always say at the end of this shit, it costs you nothing to pay a nigga no mind. Till next time, guys. Peace.